You've made a decision regarding what you want to do, and now you need to find the right opportunities for you. The good news is there are many different methods to help you dig out the right opportunities for you. So if you know, for example, the employer that you might want to work for, you might have one or two in mind, then it's always worth checking out their webpage. If they've got a branch or an office near you, drop in with CV in hand. You never know whether they might be actually hiring. Also look for their LinkedIn page. They might have a contact on LinkedIn who's willing to let you know what opportunities are available. They'll take your details. If you have an idea of what you want to do but you don't know which employer that you want to work for as yet, then it's always worth having a bit of a research online. So if it's a trade or a professional job that you're after, have a look to see if they've got an industry body. So these are usually organisations that set standards for industries. So for example, within recruitment, there's the Recruitment Employment Confederation. With accounting, you might have the ACCA. Building surveying, I know, have the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. So RICS for short. So there are a lot of industry bodies who might be able to point you in the direction of employers who are A, reputable, and B, looking to hire in their industry. You've also got, obviously, online job boards such as ourselves. So remember to register a profile and register with more than one. We all get different opportunities coming up all the time. So it's worth trying to keep your net broad, but look for those recruitment job boards that are getting jobs with it that you would like to do on a regular basis. Then you've also got recruitment agencies. So you can speak to a local recruitment agency in your town or city and see what types of jobs that they have available in your career destination of choice. Also look at your university or college careers advice teams and see what they have available for you as well. And don't forget your friends and family. They can be key to help you tickle out opportunities and maybe get you a foot in the door for an interview. So if you know of someone who's an accountant and your dream job is to work in an accountancy, don't be afraid to be a little bit cheeky and ask. Once you understand what you want, execution is pretty simple. Plan, promote, pursue. Plan your job search. Are there companies or roles that are particularly of interest to you? Promote yourself. Consider your CV, your cover letter, your online profiles, both with job boards and on your social media. And pursue. Follow up on the opportunities, follow up on the companies that you're interested in, and follow up on any applications that you make. So we'll take these sections in a little bit more detail, starting with targeted search. So if you're really interested in a company, you found out who they are online, have a little read of their webpage, make sure that they're right for you. Once you've done so, you can maybe find their LinkedIn page online, send a speculative CV into the company themselves, visit them if they've got an office nearby. Then maybe you can broaden your search by looking at that company. Are there any other companies, any competitors of theirs that you might also be interested in? Or as we talked about earlier, their affiliations or their membership bodies that might govern that industry that you can also find out about other opportunities. Be specific with a targeted search. Make sure that if you are spending that time and investing that level of research, these are the job roles that you really want to go for. Setting up job alerts. Job alerts are great. Job alerts are a way that you can get jobs into your inbox on your PC at home without having to necessarily trawl through all of the recruitment sites every day. Now, I would say, word to the wise, don't just set up job alerts and assume that that's going to do all the work for you. Job alerts are about using keywords and key criteria to get opportunities that are more likely to be of interest to you into your inbox. But it does very much depend on what the recruiter has focused on when they load a job. So it is still worth making sure that you proactively trawl your recruitment websites every week, just to make sure that you haven't missed out on any opportunities. But what it does do is drive opportunities to you. With a job alert, you want to be reasonably specific. So you want to pick the areas that you want to work in, maybe set your salary bandings if you're given the opportunity, your industry sectors. So you set job alerts for the jobs that are of interest to you. So if you know that you want to pursue a career as a joiner, then you make sure that you tick trades and you use keywords such as joinery. If you're interested in pursuing a career in retail, maybe as an assistant store manager, retail assistant store manager in your keyword search. What this does is it makes sure that the jobs that are coming into your inbox are likely to be of interest to you. The broader you are, the less relevant those jobs are. So if you just put customer services in London, then you're going to get every job that has got a customer service element in it in London, and it may just be a little bit too much for you to manage. So be reasonably specific about what you want to put in your job alert. And once you get your job alerts, filter through them and apply for those jobs that you're interested in. Make sure you keep a note of your applications, because we're going to talk about pursuing and following up on them later. So, promotion. This is about you selling yourself. It's not just about having one generic CV that you hand out to everybody. You need to have a different CV for each different area that's of interest. Now that sounds like a lot of hard work, but it's not necessarily. You might have the same CV, but you might just tweak different areas just to highlight your areas of interest. So if you know that you did particularly well in your marketing subjects at uni, and marketing is what you want to go for, highlight those marketing grades and any marketing experience or projects that you might have done. If you're equally interested in following a career in accounting or with numbers, then you want to hire a separate CV which has a little bit more focus on the numbers and the accountancy work that you have done. So it's just about tweaks here, but make sure that you're drawing the recruiter's eye to the areas of interest for that particular industry. The amount of CVs that I get saying applying for a marketing role, and the first line says, I'm really interested in a career in finance. You know what? You've switched me off at minute one. So make sure that you just take that little bit of time to tweak your CVs. Please check, double check, triple check your contact details. You'd be amazed how many times I've sent an email to somebody and the email address doesn't work, or I've tried to call them and the number's incorrect and get a dead tone. And if you've sent that CV out to 10, 20 employers, that's 10 or 20 employers who are not able to further pursue your application. And if they're really looking for a person and they've got a lot of applications, you know, you're going to go to the bottom of the list. So do double check your contact details. Have a look at your social media page. We'll discuss it in a little bit more detail later, but just make sure that it's clean and tidy. Make sure that you're registered for your recruitment profiles on your relevant recruitment websites. People like RecruitSME ourselves will give you an opportunity to do a 1-minute video to sell yourself. This is about you making sure that you're showing what stands out for yourself. So it's really important that you complete your profiles with all of your online recruitment sources with care. Make sure you've got a LinkedIn profile. Again, we'll go into that in a little bit more detail later, but particularly if you're interested in searching for a professional job role, a LinkedIn profile is a great way to start connecting with contacts in the industry. You may find that you want to contact agencies, particularly if you are looking for a specialist job role. Make sure that the agency has got a success rate with dealing with your type of vacancies, and it's something that they're used to recruiting for, and that they've got employers who are interested in your skills. There is no harm in asking your consultant to give you an example of the types of vacancies that they've filled recently, just to make sure they're in line with what you're looking for. And be very specific if you're using an agency about what you want them to send your CV in for. So promoting yourself is about taking control of your job search and making sure that you're putting your best face forward at all times. Social media. Let's start with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great way, if you're interested in a professional job or career, of highlighting your availability for work or your desire to work in that industry. Make sure that the image that you select is one where A, you're looking pretty happy and enthusiastic, and B, that you look reasonably smart and professional. It's very good to have a nice engaging photo on your LinkedIn profile. With your wording, make sure that you are indicating that you are looking indeed for career opportunities, and maybe put a bullet point or two about what type of opportunities that you're particularly interested in. Make sure you complete as much of your profile as you can, so fully complete your education. If you've got any specialist skills, make sure that you update those on your profile. If you can, ask a lecturer who might have a LinkedIn profile to write you a recommendation, or if you've got any work experience, again, if you can get a recommendation from a boss, all the better. These are the types of things that hirers and recruiters are interested in. If you've got any particular skills, such as languages, or you might be very familiar with certain types of programming, it's great also to make sure that you detail that on your profile. Make sure that you use selecting privacy settings, that you are actually interested in hearing about career opportunities, and make sure that your profile is viewable for hirers to go and have a look at you. So LinkedIn profile is a really good way of telling the business community that you are ready for your work opportunities and to highlight who you are and what you're looking for. Okay. Facebook is a little bit more personal, and there's kind of still a 50-50 whether people should be using it for recruitment or not. Facebook, make sure that your page is tidy, that you haven't got anything too embarrassing on there that any employer who might go snooping might not want to see. If you don't want to use Facebook or anybody to explore your Facebook page whilst you're looking for work, make sure you set your privacy settings nice and high so that people can't just come in and see what bender you went on last weekend. Twitter. Again, follow companies that are of interest. Same with Facebook. Make sure that if you're interested in a company that you're following them on social media channels, because quite often if they've got an opportunity they will post it out on social media. We do at RecruitSME all the time, so it would be good to follow our Twitter page and also our Facebook page. Also make sure that you are trying to make a note of anything new that's happening in that company. So being a member on their Facebook page or their Twitter page, when you get to interview, being able to go and have a little look at them and see what's the latest developments in that company will help you stand out from the crowd when you get to interview stage as well. So social media is a really good way of staying in touch and keeping up to date with company developments. We've talked today about targeting companies online, about making sure that you're promoting yourself, and making sure that you've got the right social media profiles to help you find work. Don't forget, as I mentioned earlier, the recruitment process is a lot simpler for you if you plan, promote and pursue your opportunities. Okay, so what I want you to do is to think about your recruitment in weekly blocks, the same as any recruiter would do really. So by that, are there any companies that you've become aware of this week that you want to target? Have a little bit of a research of them, find out a little bit about their LinkedIn profile, maybe follow their social media and target those companies directly. Check your job boards at least once a week for any new opportunities that aren't coming in on your job alerts. Set your job alerts for all key roles that you're interested in. Follow up on the opportunities that have come in that week. Don't always wait for a closing date. A, you might forget about the opportunity and that's really risky if you miss out on a key job. B, if a job is really, really well sought after, the closing date might end up being, the job might end up being closed early because there's a lot of people interested in the role and then you might miss out. So never wait for a closing date. If you're interested in the job, set aside time that week and make sure you do your application. And then a real key thing is make a note of all the jobs you've applied for. You want to know when you applied, how you found out about the opportunity, and track any closing dates. Wait a reasonable period. I say if there is no closing date, I would usually wait at least 2 weeks from an application. And if there is a closing date, wait at least 7 days after that closing date has passed. And then it's time to start following up on those opportunities. So what will happen is each week you will have a companies that you've become aware of that week that you want to apply for, new jobs from your inbox that you want to apply for, and then you'll have those jobs that are coming up to their 1 or 2 weeks after their closing date that you want to follow up on and see what activities are happening. So this is how you keep a proactive job search going, and it keeps you interested and engaged in what you're doing as well. So hopefully effective job searching you'll find useful. We will have a downloadable planner online very shortly, so feel free to help yourself and good luck with your job search.